Okay, so let's go see Nouvellette. Diddle 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 diddle, I got for you a big ol' fiddle, and I swear I did not diddle all on your mum. The fuck was that song?
You're here, finally.
Uh-oh. Why are you stressed? Alright.
Is something wrong? Monsieur Neuvillette and Lady Farina, they seem to have gotten into a dispute. Please go see for yourself.
Wonderful. Oh, girls!
Like I said, I've already explained everything.
Did ya?
And yet the problem has not been properly solved. There is little space for excuses between us. It is not my intention to offend you, but please, tell me where you stand. You are the Hydro Archon Focalor, are you not? Look at this. This is a list of the victims from the recent Poisson incident.
Oh, boy brought receipts!
You mean they're all...
Wow, took her a moment to read that.
We did not arrive in time to avert this disaster, and I will not have it happen again.
Ooh.
I will say this once more. You
That's
must
right.
tell me everything you know. Yesterday, I found 3 stone slates in some ancient ruins near Poisson. Do you know anything about those?
Oh, you found these? That was my fan
Seriously?
art.
You're questioning me like this is a court case now. I don't know anything about that.
Oh, maybe you should
But
make it a court
You
case.
found them in some ancient ruins, you say?
That's
Ooh.
correct, which is why I came to ask you some questions. There should have been 4 slates, but one of them was missing. The other 3 feature different images that seem to correlate to the prophecy.
The prophecy?
The second of these slates depicts the previous Hydro Archon Egeria kneeling before a floating island in the sky, as if confessing something. Do you know nothing of this either?
I don't. I've never seen such slates.
I'll ask you again. Do you really have no information regarding the previous Archon? My deciphering of the slates indicates that the Hydro Archon Egeria once had to confess to, or apologize for, a certain sin. If anyone would know about it, it should be you.
All gods don't have the same secrets, you know. She was herself and I'm me. Is it really so strange that I know nothing? I understand
enough.
your concerns, but I'm sorry. I just don't have anything to tell you.
Forgive me for saying this now, Lady Farina, but I have long known of your various secret investigations into certain matters.
He's bringing receipts.
There are
He really is
several
bringing
indications that
receipts.
you have been investigating the prophecy on the sly. This is not strange in itself, considering that you are the Hydro Archon. But it is strange that you should also claim to not know any of Egeria's secrets, as well as do nothing following your inquiries. You have never been as superficial as you have presented yourself to be, nor are you a fool. And yet, your behavior is very inconsistent.
Ooh.
So you've been watching me all this time, have you? I didn't think you were that type.
You...
Well, since you know about my secret investigations, then you should know I'm actually working to take care of it. There's no point questioning or suspecting me. You're the Eunuchs, but you're still my subordinate. You should be following my lead. Just trust in me, your Archon, and do as I say. Never mind whether you can truly convince yourself to or not. It'll all turn out fine.
Huh.
That's
She's really
all I
coping,
have to
isn't
say.
she?
We do not discuss this matter again. Oh, the opera's about to start. Toodles!
Toodles! I just want to hear Nouvellette say toodles back to her. Was she crying? Oh, she was crying, wasn't she? Oh, she was putting in a
Farina
birthday.
not notice us standing by the door? Wonder what's up with her.
She seemed to be deliberately hiding something.
I assume you've been outside for a while now?
Oh yeah, boy.
You noticed?
I heard your
Seems
receipts.
Farina didn't even realize we were here.
She was in a great panic, though I cannot discern the reason. Our discussion reached impasses time and again, a state of affairs that we cannot allow to continue. Still, I do not understand. Dialogue is the basis for understanding, so why did she keep refusing to engage?
Because she's hiding secrets. Sneaky, sneaky secrets.
Everyone in her inner circle has noticed that she is hiding some secret.
She has an inner
The issue
circle.
is her attitude.
She has
I think
friends.
that she will not reveal anything unless absolutely
Bruh.
forced to. We may have to create a situation in which she will have no choice but to speak.
Bro, she has friends? Like, what the fuck? I did not expect that.
Like what?
I did not expect
Normally, people
Farina
would
having
only
friends.
reveal the truth when standing trial. Perhaps we must have the Hydro Archon experience just such a scenario.
But
Oh.
Farina's seen so many trials, and she's really good at dodging questions. How do we make sure that she won't just slip away at the first chance she gets?
We will need to consider this thoroughly, join forces with various parties, and then do what we can.
Put Hydro Archon on trial.
If at all possible, I would prefer to recuse myself from this affair, but we must prevent the prophecy from coming to pass. This may be cruel to her, but all Fontaine is in crisis. The information a god possesses is too precious, and so we must take a chance on this.
I'll beat her up.
But who will lend us their aid to do such a thing?
I think I know who to call. You do? Yes. Ghostbusters. That was such a bad joke. That was such a bad joke. I am ashamed.
Well, that's everyone, huh? Speaking of which, it was pretty smart of you to think of hiding here.
Poisson was just involved in a disaster, so it's presently devoid of people. That naturally makes it the best choice.
And
Lynette?
here you are drinking tea like it's the most natural thing in the world, huh?
That's what family should do. Sit and enjoy a leisurely time together.
Yep.
It's nice to enjoy tea here, you know? Care for a cup?
No, thank you.
Lend me your ears, everyone. Or perhaps one of you might like to start us off. How about you, friend?
Me?
Boy.
No. I don't think
Taylor
I can.
Swift's attacking the twink. She's attacking the twink.
How about you, good sir?
I fear that I will cause the mood on this boat to become as somber as it is in court.
Ooh.
Well then, I guess we're lucky we've got a local like me to organize things. Wonderful, the spotlight at last. I guess I'll be facilitating things from here.
That was a little long-winded, don't you think?
Ooh, Clorinda's here too. Is Risley here as well?
Right. Anyway,
Are we staging another
to the
coup?
chase. Our friend here, the traveler, has brought us together
No,
to
he's not
discuss
here.
something.
Like we're staging another coup.
As for
We
what that
just
is,
staged the one in Sumeru.
Let's start by saying that we'll be pooling our efforts together to create a series of traps.
Oh, how intriguing.
Well, it's just an expression, really. One that I just learned from Clorand and used on the spot. So, let's invite her to explain in detail. A round of applause, please.
Woo!
Huh?
Golf clubs.
Didn't you say that you would be facilitating this?
Oh, come now. Your work doesn't involve much public speaking, right? This is a good chance to practice. You might even pick up some fancy oratory tricks to impress your boss with in the future.
I see. And what does my boss say?
He is glad that you consider him your boss. Do go on.
Like, aren't you? Aren't you though? Aren't you, boy? Come on.
In that case, do any of you have experience hunting?
Not that I recall.
Fremine and I once
I
used a wooden stick in a basket to catch wild rabbits when we were younger. As for Lynette, oh, right. You were sick that day, weren't you?
I've also gone diving to catch some fish before. Does that count?
Let's say it
I'm
does.
afraid not. You may or may
Oh.
not have heard, but Fontaine once played host to a group known as the Marechaussee Hunters. Though that was
Who?
their name, they did not hunt animals, but rather various monsters left behind by the ancient dynasty of King Remus. Today, Fontaine's monster
Remus.
population has already thinned greatly, so the hunters have blended back into society, taking up arms in other lines of work. They even left a unique methodology of hunting in their wake. A trap comprises of the following components: bait, a trigger, and a containment device. Sometimes a lethal implement will also be necessary to deal with the prey. So, if we were to build a trap together, right now, what would you choose to build it with?
For me, I would prefer something basket-shaped. Pigeons and rabbits will see the bait and naturally enter the snare. Our line of work requires a deft hand, and we're some of the best in the industry, so you can count on our techniques.
You used some of those techniques while moving the people of Poisson, didn't you? My subordinates mentioned that you even performed some magic for the bawling children.
Yes, and I even managed to gather some intelligence in the meantime. I'm quite the multitasker if I do say so myself.
No,
I'm
you are.
afraid I can't claim that as my strong suit. I prefer more stable methods, like placing bait in the water and waiting for the fish to come within reach. That's the kind of method I would count on.
Calm and steady. Exactly the kind of person who would catch loads of fish.
I just fly above
And I
and
can be their assistant.
With discretion, I'm sure.
I'd probably use some sort of mechanical animal. Papa once bought me some small clockwork squirrels, mice, and such. When placed in the forest, they can attract others of their kind. I remember that you liked those too, didn't you?
bruh.
I did. And that would be a good way to go about it. If they're realistic enough, animals of the same kind will follow them all the way to the trap.
What about you, Monsieur Neuvillette?
I
Monsieur?
fear I do not have any related experience.
I never had
makes
to
sense.
eat.
You usually solve problems directly, without the use of any such tricks. But I do have one more question for you, Monsieur.
Hmm?
If we were to create a trap now, how would you design it?
I would like for it to be effective, but bring no harm to the prey. A more gentle trap would be ideal.
Such a good guy.
Kind, as always.
Literally, he's such a good
However,
guy.
our intention doesn't necessarily change the containment device and the type of implement we need. If we wanted to kill the prey in one strike, we would need a powerful implement. However, that also goes for prey that must be captured and safely contained.
Wait, why's that?
Only a hunter who's a true expert at subduing their prey can snare it without harming it. The line that divides life and death is often exceedingly thin.
Fair enough.
So, are we going hunting together?
Yes, for a god.
We hadn't thought of seeing ourselves as hunters. It kinda works, but maybe it's still not the best metaphor.
Again, I fly
If
from
our means
above
of
and
capturing
smash
and
into
dealing
them.
with our prey is to put them on trial, and the hunting metaphor is actually quite accurate. But we shall require much more courage than any hunter to judge a god, a being whose seat is an exalted throne.
Yeah, not my first
so
rodeo.
That's what's going on. Sounds very interesting.
I rescued a god, had a funeral for one, battled one, and fought alongside one. So, well, technically two, but I have some dealings. Metaphor was just a metaphor. You will not call this a hunt because that is not what you should do at present. Nor has the relationship between you and Farina reached such a dire stage. We barely know each other, but okay. What you need is simply the secret she is keeping. Attempting to take her secret is an act of sacrilegious disrespect, but must be done to prevent Fontaine from sinking into the water as foretold in the prophecy. There is neither hunter nor prey, but there must be a trap. That is what you will need. Okay. We're in Poisson. 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 Well, let's see where else we're going. Ah, the Spina. Okay. Fair. We were just here, but fair enough.
It's been a tough few days, hasn't it? So much has been happening. Paimon didn't think the meetings would go on for so long, but everyone seemed pretty fired up, huh? Paimon thought they'd be at least a little frightened. Well, Fremine was, now that Paimon thinks about it, but everyone
He was
else just
shitting
looked a
himself.
little surprised.
Boy was shitting himself. Do you feel more confident after the meeting, Paimon?
Well... It's hard to say. Paimon doesn't have any experience with this sort of thing. But with you around, Paimon sure will do great. After all, you're the most reliable person in the world, aren't you? Huh?
What? Is something wrong?
Did you just pour some tea? Paimon didn't notice you doing that at all.
No, I didn't.
Then what's that?
Oh,
Paimon's never seen that cup before.
it's a very
Don't
nice looking
be
cup.
frightened. I'm just joining you two for tea. I merely refrained from saying anything till now.
What the fuck?
Who's that voice? But there's no one here.
Hello?
Have you forgotten me already?
Wait, you are familiar. You're the voice we heard from the sky in Sumeru.
Wait, what?
The voice from the sky, I fear that description is wrong. Though,
Wait.
not completely wrong. You're
Silverwolf,
feeling
what the
lost
fuck?
Now, just as you were feeling previously. I sensed that confusion and thus came to you. Guiding people is an irresistible hobby of mine, after all.
I genuinely... I played through everything in Sumeru. Through all the story quests, nearly all the hangouts, through all the Archon quests, through all the events. And I don't remember there being a voice from the sky. Paimon, what the fuck? Like, are you making shit up? And why does she sound like Silverwolf?
Consider me a passerby, just accepting a commission from my friend's disciple on a whim.
You're a friend. You're a friend of Mona's master. You're a friend of Mona's master. Huh. So you must know Alice. She must know Alice. Are you one of the witches that Alice was friends with? Oh. Yeah, there we go.
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesized will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of the future.
What? Then is there any way we can stop it?
I believe you have witnessed a failed attempt with your own eyes. Can everything in Tevat so easily be changed? Ah, so you've caught on. Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, could things be happening in hidden corners where the gods' gaze does not fall? Are the things that you shall see different from the fate that the gods perceive?
Oof. I think fate is bullshit. I'ma make my own. Let's go.
What is she talking about? It all sounds really impressive and important and stuff, but it also sounds kind of scary.
I
tea.
believe that you understand, right? Some things are insignificant, but others you must reach out to change. Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Tevat's future. All you need to do is to play your part. This was good tea, by the way. Thank you for your hospitality. Well, that'll be all for today.
The voice. It's gone.
What the fuck was that? Are these mages like above gods at this point?
What? I want to hear someone talking. Alright, coming.
You're getting more diligent,
It's
Paimon.
you who's getting lazy, okay?
Well, I see I've walked in on some lively banter.
Luna!
Have you been this past few days?
Just fine. I went to take part in that Steambird panel. It turned out to be more interesting than I expected.
Oh, wonderful.
Not
Good
all
to hear that.
Fontanians are pessimistic about this. One journalist mentioned that sitting around and waiting for the end to come would be wrong, and that they should make their own rescue preparations. I agreed, so we had a brief chat with her.
Did she have pink hair by any chance?
Why, yes! It was Charlotte. You remember her, right? That daredevil journalist?
Bruh.
I'm in full support of her view. Prophecies are very important, but how can people allow their lives to be commandeered by just a few words?
That's right! Paimon's glad to hear something sensible for once.
Ah, yes. About what we had discussed before. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't reach the old hag. I'll try again tonight, but I wouldn't get your hopes up.
Actually, someone already came over. Well, came over is an interesting word to use here. We didn't see
Goodness
them.
gracious. Are you serious?
I believe she came to pass a message to us.
She said that even the god's gaze has blind spots. Pretty bold if you ask Paimon. Most people would believe the gods to be all-knowing, right?
The Hexen Circle members are certainly anything but ordinary. As for the mage named N, the old hag has mentioned her a few times. She said that N's sense of direction is incredible, and that she loves guiding those who are lost. But I've never met her, and if she were still alive, she'd be... well, suffice it to say that the hag's at least a few hundred now, and N's been around for longer than that.
Oh, that's why you call her a hag, huh?
Hexen Circle sounds like a scary group. But they must really stay in shape to live so long.
Their abilities alone are pretty terrifying. If she came to see you personally, then the problem you're facing must truly be of great importance.
I mean, a lot of
Well,
people's
it's not
lives.
like Paimon could understand anything she said.
Because Paimon's a dum-dum.
Yes, she was
Shush.
quite cryptic, but I suspect she means that there is still a way to turn things around. She didn't say when or what that would be, though, so...
What would be outside of
Perhaps
God's
it is
view?
something that you cannot know right now.
Abyss? Abyss. Abyss. We met a self within, but will we realize what was that the best answer that my question could have gotten?
Traveler, Paimon, are you two all right?
Oh,
No.
we're fine. We're just a little down right now. It kind of feels like the end is coming, you know?
Well, not for
I see.
us.
I feel that same sense of desperation, too. I guess you could consider me someone who has often witnessed fate. So far as I have seen, it cannot be swayed. But even so, I still hope for and believe in miracles.
Aw.
Astrology is eternal and rational, but fate may not be. It is cruel, but it can also be beautiful. Perhaps that's what N was trying to tell you. Not to lose heart, and to believe that what you are seeing playing out before you is not yet set in stone. I did originally think of steering clear of all this, but I couldn't. Even if this is all futile, I still wish to help everyone. If we don't struggle to the last, then how can we face the end when it comes?
Huh. You do
That's
have a
fair.
point.
There I
I go, talking about astrological principles again. Sorry about that.
It's okay,
What
that's
if I
your
start
thing, you
talking
know.
about work-related stuff.
Did we ever get you to meet Layla? Don't worry about it, Mona, and thank you.
It was worth trying to comfort you, even if only a little. I believe that you'll help those who are struggling in the same way I did. I suppose that might be why we always seem to meet by coincidence.
Aw. That's cute of you.
Paimon feels kind of moved by what Mona said, but also kind of sad too. Hey, traveler, Paimon suddenly feels like going outside for a walk. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's walk around the city, shall we? There's a few spots we always like to walk by.
Jesus Christ, Paimon, you're making this sound sadder than it should be. I love this child just hiding. Let's go walk around. Walk around, walk around, walk around.
Huh? Our names are written in this newspaper. What's going on?
Maybe we're famous. I mean, we are, but maybe now
The
also in
underwater
Fontaine.
stronghold, the Fortress of Meripede, has continued in its noble autonomy, but that does not mean that others cannot interact with it. My
Okay.
recent attempts to enter the fortress bore little fruit. Huh. Guess Charlotte still hasn't given up on that.
Bruh.
Thus, did an Outlander friend become the focus of this report? A blonde adventurer with their white fairy, legends trailing in their wake. It is said that this mysterious traveler once visited the underwater fortress.
You're like a
So while
month.
the fortress's interior remains a mystery behind closed doors, do not fear, for the tales of the traveler contain surprises in spades. Journalist Charlotte's biggest scoop yet, the Traveler's Trail, World Walker.
Bruh.
Charlotte took so many awesome photos of us and we never even noticed her.
Oh, that's what's good. Those are
She hasn't been
candid
able to get a
photos.
hold of anything at the fortress, so since we're easier to find, she's using us as the subject matter instead?
I mean, that makes sense.
Ugh, seriously? Well, fine. Those headlines and photos do look cool, so Paimon will forgive her this time.
Continue moving forward. No, I'm gonna go get some food.
We're here! Paimon's hungry. Should we go in and get something to eat?
We can try. Hopefully this time will not be served Fanta with, you know, primordial seawater. Oi, peasants, out!
Quick! Look! That's the limited edition only 16 slices a day cake! It was so delicious the last time we tried it, despite the tense situation we were in. Let's give it another go. Paimon's sure it'll be great.
We can't let anyone get ahead of us.
One slice of cake, please. Someone showed up after all. Oh, wait, you're the one from the Palais Mermonia.
Oh, are you here to buy
Selena.
cake too? It seems Monsieur Nervalette was right. You really can eat.
Wait,
Bruh,
say something
this.
like that.
That's right. Even he has his own preferences when it comes to food. As for me, I love the cake and coffee here.
Oh, good for
Do you
you.
come here often?
Paimon, don't flirt.
Usually every day.
Oh, wow, okay.
Every day?
It's part of my daily schedule, apart from work. I shall have my cake and coffee.
Fair enough. Fair
What
enough.
if someone told you one day that this place would be closing soon, and you wouldn't get to eat cake here anymore? What would you think?
But why would it close?
I mean,
Well,
if. We're talking
Paimon
if.
doesn't know either, but maybe the waters will rise tomorrow.
Paimon, please,
You know,
please
like in
don't
the
spread FUD.
Oh, the prophecy. To be honest, I haven't paid much attention to that. No, still, even if there'd be no more cake tomorrow, that wouldn't keep me from having some today.
Fair enough.
It's the same for eating in general. You might not be able to eat tomorrow, but if you can do so today, then you should carry on. That's what people call living, you know.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Huh.
You live for the
Don't
moment.
be sad. Excuse me, could I have 2 more slices of cake to go? These 2 slices are for you. Sijuin said that this kind of expression you're making is what humans call being sad.
Bruh.
Oh, you know
Bruh.
I sure do. She was born before me, and she sometimes comes to the surface to teach us things about humans.
Wouldn't you know what?
She said that
I mean,
humans are creatures that
you've
are
been working with
saddened
them.
easily. Yes, and you can only lift their spirits by feeding them delicious food. So please try the cakes here. I've got
That's
something
so
else
kind
to
of
do,
you.
so I'll be going now. You two try to stay in a good mood after eating, all right? Bye.
Oh, brother. I love Melusines. How could anyone ever hate
there she
Melusines?
All right, let's dig in.
It's new and
I'm sure
improved
this cake will be
Aranaras.
delicious.
It's new and improved Aranaras. That's what they are. I love Aranaras, but I think I love Melusines even
More
more.
delicious than last time, and the flavor gets even better with a sip of tea.
Like,
It sure would be nice if we could come again tomorrow.
I want a figure, or maybe a statue, like depends on the terminology, of Neuvillette and Risley, and a bunch of Melusines. Like, Neuvillette stands there, holding a little Melusines by hands, smiling softly. And Risley next to him with Sijuin on his shoulder, both smiling happily, looking like a little fucking loving family. I want that. I want that. Give me that. I want that fucking figure. Make this a figure.
Sure would be nice if we could always eat delicious food here.
It would be. It sure would be. You wanna move to Fontaine? You wanna move to Fontaine, baby girl?
Oh, we're near the Steambird office. Let's go look for Charlotte and have a chat.
Why did you say it like that? Oi, Pinky.
Wow! If it isn't the Traveler and Paimon! Oh, have you seen the article I wrote about you?
We sure did.
You've got some nerve. You just used us to make some quick mora.
Can we negotiate profit split?
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I heard that you were in Poisson some time back, so I sent you a letter to discuss just that. It appears you didn't receive it, though. It's all right, though. I've set aside the amount intended for you. I've even set the table with some food.
Really? Oh, you're the best.
You're almost a little too easy to win over, Paimon. If I were a journalist with ulterior motives, you'd be in trouble now, you know.
Oh, Paimon knows you're not like that.
Still, what brings you here all of a sudden? Were you looking for me?
When Mona mentioned you, we thought of coming to see you at work.
I see. It seems you've already bumped into Mona here in Fontaine. So she mentioned me? What did she say?
She said that you're a real daredevil of a journalist.
She did.
Nice. In which case,
Nice.
daredevil journalists dare to request an exclusive
Nice.
interview with the legendary Traveler and Paimon?
Huh? So your article in the paper today doesn't count?
Oh, of course it doesn't. That was more like live photography. What I'd like to do is dive deeper and ask you to talk about the things you've seen and experienced.
You seriously want to interview?
Yeah. Are we even qualified enough?
Why not? If I say you're worth an interview, then you're worth it. But not right now, of course. I'll need a few days to prepare.
Oh, in that case, we'll just chat when you have the time then?
Oh, so that's a yes? Ooh, splendid! I'll tell the editor-in-chief immediately. I'll have to apply for lighting, a venue, some props, and...
Jesus. You're really going out on that
Oh,
one.
so much to get done now. Talk to you later.
Wait, Charlotte. Paimon's still got a question for you.
And what's that?
If, just for example, Fontaine were to be flooded tomorrow, what would you do today?
Huh. That's the prophecy you're talking about, isn't it? I mean, I do hear about it often, but I've never once thought that the day could be tomorrow. If you're seriously asking, then I might try and think of a way to leave Fontaine. Oh, but I'm still a journalist first and foremost. That means I have a duty to be reporting from the scene. And secondly, I wouldn't forsake my homeland that easily. From what I've seen, most people don't know what they'd do should the worst come to pass. In truth, it might be better just to behave like normal rather than worry over such an end. So in all likelihood, I'd probably still be prepping at the office for that interview of ours. I know what you're thinking. That sounds a bit sad, but I've always believed that it's best to do what you enjoy. Just think about it. If
Fair
this
enough.
nation really were to be suddenly destroyed tomorrow, but I still successfully finish an exclusive interview with a truly unique person, then the story I would wind up writing would truly be timeless. And then do you know what I'd do? Well, I'd write that story, send it for printing, and use messenger pigeons to get copies out to the various nations as soon as possible. I'm not a dreamer, nor am I a workaholic, but I do love my job, and I'd be proud of leaving such an article behind. I guess you could say that I was born to be a journalist. But anyway, that's my answer.
I mean,
And
you
on
found
that
what you
note,
love.
I'll get back to my preparations.
You found what you love and you have fun with that.
That's so nice. All of a sudden, Paimon actually kinda envies her. Anyway, let's go and take a look at the sea, shall we?
Well, the bongs are not reassuring, I
Sea
can tell
breeze
now.
and scenery can be a pretty soothing combo, huh? Paimon's been thinking.
Yes.
If it wasn't Fontaine, but all of Tevat that would be destroyed tomorrow, where would we go and what would we do?
I mean, I would get on the
No,
Astral Express
Paimon
and
should
keep
ask,
flying through space.
If you could choose, what would you like to do?
Oh, wow. I would get on the Astral Express and keep going. It's just like Charles said, suddenly trying to consider what to do is
We've always
pointless.
been moving to the next destination, so we haven't spent much time thinking about these kinds of things. We didn't have to either, with us always being on the road and whatnot.
Until the moment comes, I'll think about
You mean, still
what's your
traveling?
journey. That I have to look up. Yes, cherishing every single moment that I have to look upon this world.
Huh. Wait, isn't that what we've always been doing?
Well, yeah. The banter goes back and forth between the two of you as the time slips by. As night falls, you return to your accommodations and end this busy day. The next few days are just as calm. Charlotte comes to find you and conducts the interview in the Spina di Rasura safe house at the Fluv. Navia, having finished her business in Poisson, even drops by to take a photo with the two of you. All goes well.
Feels like you'll grow mold if you stay here long enough. But it's still better than the Fortress of Mirapede, that's for sure. It's not only damp there, but salty too.
What? Oh, I thought you liked it there. You said to
So
Ryza
the
you
two
liked
of
it
you
there.
are still here. Wonderful.
Oh, you're from the Palais Mermonia, aren't you?
Yes, I'm Isadora. Monsieur Nervilad sent me to look for you two before. I heard that afterward you went to the Fortress of Meropide.
Yeah, for eating cake.
Not at all. I'm well aware that you're friends of his. Actually, I'm here to pass along a message from him.
Let's hear
Yes, inside the Opera House. The Maréchaussée Phantom has declared the incident a small-scale riot.
A riot?
Well, that said, I don't personally think it was that serious. Lady Farina was watching a performance at the Opera House, and while she was resting during an intermission, some other audience members suddenly started harassing her.
Oh.
loudly accusing her of doing nothing about the prophecy crisis. And before she could respond, others started to join in.
I mean,
Crowd
people
continued to
are
grow,
uncertain.
and protests against the Hydro Archon started to break out.
So people have started to put the blame on Farina.
That's what happens when you're an autocrat.
An outlet for the pressure they've been under due to the prophecy.
I agree. People will naturally rely on gods, as is customary. But the moment people feel threatened, gods are also the first to be blamed.
So what happened after that? Is Farina okay?
Seeing that the situation was spiraling out of control and that further argument was pointless, she claimed that she'd gotten tired of this and left in a hurry. The Marechaussee Phantom had their hands full maintaining order and did not catch where Lady Farina had gone. Only when things had stabilized did we realize that she had gone missing.
Oh.
So, you mean she's still missing?
Well, that's
right.
not good.
The Marechaussee has dispatched many people to search for her, but we don't have any leads yet. That said, I don't think there's much to worry about. She is a god after all. Even if she were to fall into the hands of rioters, what could ordinary people do to her?
A lot. Actually, a lot. Let's go.
Good. Monsieur Nervillet sent me to tell you about the situation, but he didn't say anything else.
Don't worry, this is more than enough to go on. Thanks for keeping us informed.
Ah, is that so? Well, all right then. In that case, you two take care. I'll be heading back to the Palais now.
Okay, I think,
Well, sounds like
had
we
us
should hurry
set
over
up.
to Poisson then.
You sure cut on quick?
If we know Farina, she won't try to fix things in this situation. Instead, she'll look for a place to wait out the heat. And, as we also know, she may be loud and dramatic, but she doesn't have a heart of stone.
No.
When Nervillet was talking to her in the Palais Mermonia, and she heard about Poisson, she couldn't hide her sadness and remorse.
I mean, she could run away crying. Little bitch.
It would be hard for her to ignore being accused by the public today.
Yeah.
Paimon thinks Farina's probably taken the opportunity to slip away to Poisson and try to relieve the sense of guilt that she's feeling. Huh. Well, what do you think? Paimon knows the answer, of course, but Paimon can do the analysis to back it up too. Cool, huh?
I see becoming a detective done you some good.
In that case, there's not a moment to lose. Poisson, here we come!
Let's go. Poisson.